How's it going, everyone? How's it going, everyone? Happy Thursday, and welcome to Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burton. Give a shout out to my producer, DJ Lab.
Going on? What's going on, brother?
And also give her that much, brother. I'm doing all right, man. Revitalized. Also give a big shout out to my assistant, Jonah. She should be manning the ones and twos on the Facebook page and everything. So want to say hey to everybody. I'm back from vacation. Have had a very exciting past week or so, man. Just so ecstatic by being in here tonight, and also got a great show planned. So I'm ready to hit at it. You know, the night show will be talking about the difference between making mistakes and making decisions. Okay, you know, and everything. It's gonna be pretty informative. As always, what I do is I rehash my previous week. On last Monday, I gave the baccalaureate or visions speech at Carver Early College, formerly, Carver High School. It was cool, man. It was cool, man. Your boy nailed it.
You nailed it.
Yeah, man. It was some real I have a dream type stuff.
Really?
Yeah, man. Sure, yeah.
Did you feel like the students was inspired by
it? Man, I felt like the damn parents inspired. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you something funny. and I know when I done book a son up, so I can be honest about that.
Right.
But when I had more parents coming up to me, shaking my hand, hey brother, that was good, man. You know, my nephew or my aunt, niece or something like that, my daughter, parents, family members coming to me, shaking my hand. I'm like, dang, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And even I look at some of the playbacks, and I'm very overly critical of myself. I see a lot of stuff I can work on.
Right.
But I was real pleased about it. I put a lot of work into it, getting prepped for it, because I really wanted to make sure it was something that the kids remembered in a good way.
I remember you telling me,
yeah,
like, I don't just want to go up there and talk.
Yeah.
I really want to, you know what I'm saying?
Inspire.
I inspire them. And anybody can talk.
Yeah.
You saw what you told me like a couple weeks ago when you first started talking about. He's like, I can talk about anything. That's not the problem.
Yeah. That ain't never been my damn problem. You know. That's why I got this show. Because everybody say I don't know how to shut the hell up. Talking never been my problem. But it was that's one of the main reasons I met with the kids, to kind of get an idea what they wanted to hear. But even and also just for reference, guys, I posted on Facebook, posted on Instagram, but definitely you can go on YouTube. It's a little distorted. I actually went on Fiverr and paid a couple of video editors to kind of edit the sound, but it's still a little muffled. But you still should be able to hear it pretty decent. But what got me at the end of my speech, when I was asking certain questions to kind of rile everybody up before the closing, I was asking, are you guys ready to, make hard and tough decisions? Yes. Are you guys ready, for life after high school? Yes. You guys ready to keep evolving to the best you? Yes. And I'm just telling, man, they were standing up, clapping. I'm like, whoa. Gave me a plaque and everything, man. It was pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. So big shout out to.
I'm glad I knew you were gonna do it well, though.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, brother.
You was. They knew how much you were prepping for that.
Yeah.
That one speech.
Yeah. And so that was cool. It went pretty good. So a big shout out to George Washington Carver Early College Class 2019. What else I got coming up? I think we have at Morehouse College. What's this? Manifest Academy. I think it's gonna be July 7th through the 10th.
Okay.
I'll be giving like a finance class.
Okay.
Up there. I think for upcoming high school freshmen. So I'll be giving out more details on that, because I'm still I haven't got the gist of all of what I need to be doing in terms of they want a presentation, just want me talking, and everything like that, more interaction.
Right.
So we'll find out about it now later. Everybody know the next couple of weeks. Still doing that mastermind class. I'm learning so much about the speaking industry. Man, it's amazing and stuff. And I'm also about to join this mastermind group for us tax preparation.
Okay.
And everything. And I say all that. I say those two things to say this is that when you make a conscious effort to invest in yourself, that's when you're looking at growing, making more money and stuff like that. Because again, I personally feel you'll never get where you want to be doing normally the stuff you want to do. Normally doing, because you there.
Yeah.
So if I want to make a quarter meal, half a meal, I got to talk to the cats that's making that.
Exactly.
Not the same damn folks on my level telling me. So I need to pay these folks. If I got to give them $1,000, $2,500, whatever I got to give them, Because if I want to be in that shoe, I gotta.
You got to invest in yourself.
There you go.
People don't realize you got to invest in yourself. So what? So kind of real quick for all of us novice, what's the premise of a mastermind course? Not don't go into detail to it, because I know it's more than just a 2-sentence paragraph, but just kind of like, what does it touch on for you as far as you joining? Because some people might not know what a mastermind. They're like, what mastermind?
Real good question. Real good question, Lyle. A mastermind group is pretty much what you're meeting up with a group, and pretty much some people on different. Everybody's on different levels. Some people can be very well versed with a subject. Some can be just starting out with a subject. And typically, the mastermind is the person hosting, or the people that are hosting it. It can vary in size. Typically, not that many, because they try to keep mastermind groups small to keep them interactive.
Okay.
But pretty much that person like a subject matter expert, and they're giving you information to be able to take things to another level.
Okay.
I'm in a speaking mastermind group, and the actual holders of the group, they are the owners of Great Black Speakers, which is the largest black-owned speaking platform in the country. If you Google it, you'll see the top speakers. I mean, a lot of celebrities, but it's not like, when I say this, we're talking about people that are booking speaking gigs. You can look at it. We're talking about $50,000 and $100,000. We ain't talking about just give some damn little $50 speeches. We're talking about an actual platform where you're getting Coca-Cola, Pepsi Cola, Wachovia, Bank of America gigs, and these brothers own that company, and they're giving the insight. And what I'm learning, like I was just telling you earlier, Lab, speaking is not really a bad problem. I mean, I'm an issue with me, and everything. I can speak. The thing what I needed help with was the business, how to get the Coca-Cola gig, how to get the United Way, Big Brothers, how to get those gigs, meet those gatekeepers, how to look for those certain forms and stuff like that. That's what I needed. So even with the tax thing, same kind of thing, you're getting with a person that can tell you, that's been in that situation, they can give you insight to let you know. Like I said, I've done the Toastmasters and all that other kind of stuff.
Right.
That was cool with talking, and everything, but shit, that wasn't my issue. Like I told you, brother checked me real quick. He said, "No, we ain't public speakers. We professional speakers. We get paid." So that was he checked me real quick at the door. Right. By public speaking. No, we ain't no damn public speakers in here, man.
Down the street.
Yeah, he said public speakers motivate. We get paid.
Right.
He told me that quick, and again, putting myself in a situation where I can learn from those people that know that inside of the business. Same thing with that, but it goes back to what I always say. I'm practicing what I preach to everybody, investing in my sales and paying those dollars to get those returns for it and everything. But like I said, man, the past 2 or 3 weeks, I've learned so much. But I would always, like I always do now, keep you guys abreast of my journey and how everything going with it, let you know what it is. But again, I'm a big proponent of keep on constantly investing in yourself and improving yourself as you go through life.
Okay.
This past Saturday, I was at the Atlanta regional, the Georgia regional track meet this past Saturday, Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
And I was about the hottest I ever been. Shit. Big shout out to my kids and Quarter Horse Track Club. We did pretty good out there and stuff. Man, it was hot as hell.
Say it was hot.
Man, shit. I got there at what, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I left at 7 o'clock. Never went indoors, never went in the car. Out there in the sun the whole damn time. Now, I was in shade. I was in the fans.
It don't matter, though.
But shit, man.
It wasn't it like almost 100 degrees on Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Mm-hmm.
They say, it was only 98. 100.
But I did like I normally do. I tell people and stuff, stay hydrated. Mm-hmm. Make sure you're 72 hours prior to your event. You're that hydrated and everything. So I was cool. Stayed lax. As a matter of fact, I even wrote this show while I was sitting out there and everything.
Okay.
So it was a good event. I'm real proud of the kids. Track club did pretty good too. So I'm real proud. Like I say, Quarter Horse Track Club, we made it through that Memorial Day weekend. Got regionals coming up next week, so I keep everybody abreast on, how the team doing and my kids doing. Hopefully I'm booking nothing up and everything. Big shouts out to, we didn't have a show last week because my third son, Christopher Burden, graduated from M.D. Roberts Middle School. He'll be heading to Jonesboro High School. Oh, man. That damn Chris B. something else, man. Chris B. something else. A big shout out to Chris graduating from middle school. And now Chris Chris is gonna be part of the discussion of tonight's show. What I'll be talking about that in a second.
Okay.
So I want to share a personal story of mine to kind of go into depth of what we're talking about with tonight's show. Lastly, I just got back yesterday evening from a vacation. Went down to Orlando.
Vacay.
Shit, brother, when I say I need it. Now, just even put it in context, we talking about it was hot, sad. It was hot as a boy. That damn Florida. God. Man.
But you needed the vacation, though.
Mm.
You know, you work so hard and you be on the grind all the time, 24/7 when you own your own business. There's no days off when you own your own business. People don't realize that there's no days off. It's always on. You always open. And that's to sit back and not to have no phones and computer nothing in your face for at least a day. It's like a miracle. You know what I'm saying?
And I made a conscious effort there. You know, that's a good point. I would try to put in people's face in terms of when they want to start their own business. Like, you know, you don't go to work, you can take PTO. You can go to work and bull job some days and still get paid because you were there. Well, it's on yours. You do it if you want to. You know, you're going to get less rest, less sleep, just less. And I said to myself, look, man, I get down, I ain't doing no work. And I just chilled out. I looked up a couple of just did a lot of some reading and stuff like that, just decompress.
Right.
So, man, your boy ready, man. I'm full throttle right now, man. Full throttle. I got them whites back in my eyes. Watch out.
Ambition.
Yeah, there you go. But, you know, like I was saying, tonight's show, we're going to be discussing the difference between making mistakes and making decisions. And when people sometimes try to define it, sometimes they'll look at it, they pull all kind of questions out of their head trying to figure out what's the difference or what they figured out and everything. But I'm going to share a personal story in regards to me and what I was talking to my son, Christopher. Christopher, probably like I would say from kindergarten to the 3rd grade, every other day I'm getting a call from the school.
Okay.
Tearing up shit, crying, this, that, and that. Mind you, this is probably 5, 6 year mark in business. So the money coming in. Got the thing going with WAOK. Tax business booming, making that money. Salon doing all right. I'm making that change. Now, even putting it in the context, my money was going to my family. My oldest son, we're going all around the country, putting in his little football and everything like that. So I want, anybody know me, I ain't no flamboyant ass person. Everybody know me, I'm a Central, Corolla, Camry type of guy. I ain't, the soup dupe beans and all that other kind of stuff. Everybody know me. I'm a pretty simple brother. So with that said, I wasn't just really aggressive with my business.
Right.
But the school kept calling about Chris and, he need to do this, he need to do that, and he's just tearing up this, tearing up that. So this me, I'm throwing the shit out on my wife, like, hey man, go see what's going on.
Right.
And so she'll go there and she handle it the best she can handle it.
Okay.
And she'll come back and give me a status. I didn't like what happened, so I'm fussing. Why didn't you do this? Why you ain't handle it this way? Why you ain't handle it that way? And instead of being a damn man and taking care, I'm still fussing about what she doing wrong, and I'm still trying to get this money. Wasn't doing nothing wrong.
Right.
But consciously, I'm trying to do every damn thing. One day I wasn't making my family no priority. I'll make other parts of it because again, all my money was still going to my family.
Okay.
But they put my baby in had him for the special ed classes, recommending all kind of shit and everything like that. And, typical shit, 3rd grade and everything. Right. And you know what I said to myself? I said, fuck it. I had to sit here and say to myself, because again, I was making a mistake by not making that a priority. I didn't care. I just had other factors that I was making a priority. Because right. my money was going to my other kids, doing this, that, and that. I'm still sitting on top of it. I'm like, you take care of that. My wife could take care. She couldn't take care like me.
Okay.
And that's not a knock on her, but, I know me.
Yeah.
And when I sat there and said to myself, like, look, your son get his ass railroaded. And because your ass is so focused. Because I do think there's a very big abundance. And I see this a lot of times with a lot of people where people they their kids are getting misdiagnosed and all kind of stuff because they don't want these phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they tired of school calling them. They say, well, look, if you want us to start calling, we can get them put in this class, and we'll just make sure that we'll get them evaluated, get them on this prescription and all. We got so many kids talking, they got to learn disability. They got damn parents. They got parent disabilities.
Yeah, sometimes they just kids.
Exactly, mundo. So I had to come to the conclusion, because again, that's what I'm looking at in terms of a mistake I made. I wasn't doing anything intentional, but my focus wouldn't need to be.
Mm-hmm.
So from that point, I had to let some of that business go, let some of that money go. I wasn't hurting. I was just doing good.
Right.
But I had put myself in that situation. I let some of that money go, cut back on stuff, made myself available. And from that point forward, I was the only point of contact with the teachers.
Okay.
You fast forward from that point, and brother, I can't even stress you enough. He was the X factor in the class. Like from kindergarten to third grade. Shit. Temper tantrum.
So he was destroying the class.
Destroying it. Grades bad, everything. But from that point, you fast forward, straight A student. I mean, the brother had so many rewards and medals this 8th grade. And I mean, even from he hit middle school, I mean, captain of the robotics team, everything. I mean, it blows your mind.
Right.
Super focused. None of that shit went on and everything. And it had a lot to do with me making that conscious decision. Like, look.
To be present.
Yeah, you know exactly. You know that, you made the mistake by not, doing that stuff in front of you. Didn't know. Mm-hmm. But once you do know, you made that decision. And from that, man, the results are there. Mm-hmm. And I was just sitting there looking like, damn, man, that was probably one of my greatest accomplishments, because one of the things I can look at is that Christopher is a super example of not giving up on your kids.
Right.
Because I could have easily been like, well, they want to go and do that. He cut up in school, let them go on and do this and let them go and do it. And I see this shit a lot. Mm-hmm. Just with other people, personally. See with different folks and, family members, no, hell no, them kids ain't damn crazy. They ain't got no damn problem. Y'all just don't want to get these phone calls. Y'all don't want me to sacrifice. You might need to change your job. You might need to make some hard decisions.
Yeah.
But people don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go and let them do that. I can't figure it out. You might not be in capacity to fix this. Mm-hmm. So let me go reach out to somebody who may. People don't want to do that for whatever reason. Pride, ignorance, whatever it be.
All of that. And then, the job, the bills. I ain't got time to deal with that. Now I got to work every day. A lot of things stress on you as an adult when you're trying to deal with kids and things. And the kids is sometimes us as adults and parents and husbands and wives, the kid becomes the last thing we think about or the last thing we want to deal with, because we got house, car, mortgage, car note, job, light bill, phone bill, gas bill, food, and then the kid becomes the number 15 thing on the list when actually it should be number 2.
Absolutely. And again, it's nothing intentional or whatever. It's just that it happened. Like I said, that was just a mistake. And that circle back to what I showed discussing. I just want to get an example of me personally in terms of me making a mistake where I wasn't intentionally doing something. I feel like I was doing the right thing, but you look back and like, damn, man, that was a mistake with doing it. It just wasn't for sure. Mm-hmm. What was actually going to be the outcome of it. And then turn around, had to make a conscious decision to correct this shit.
Yeah. And
everything. But like I said, man, he's a glaring example of when you don't give up on your kids and you really stop and focus. Because, man, there's no way you could have. I could see people looking at him in that 2nd, 3rd grade. And I even question myself sometimes, man, I might have to be taking care of his ass forever. You know what I'm saying? Like
shit. Ain't gonna get
bro, I'm being real.
Yeah.
I'm being real.
Yeah.
And to see him, man, he like a fucking, he look like a damn, an Olympic medalist. Right. All these damn AB honor roll, this, that, and that, and all that booklet full of stuff. You know what I'm saying? The brother a genius, coding, everything.
A lot of times, our kids want our attention.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they'll act out in ways that we think is dumb, but it's just their way of trying to get you to pay attention to what they got going on.
Exactly.
And when you start paying attention to them as your child and start giving them just a little attention, a lot of times it don't even take much. Mm-hmm. Come home, do a little homework with them, maybe show up to a play or something like that, or whatever it takes. Sometimes it's just small things.
Yeah.
But our kids will act out in order to get our attention to say, hey, Look at me. You know, I'm doing something. You know, you be gone 15 hours a day, Dad.
Yeah, and that's a great point because the thing I'm looking at, like, I'm making this money for y'all, but kids don't have no damn association of money. They just know time.
Especially
to
in
your
third
point.
grade. You're like, what?
Exactly. So, like I said again, that was just a example I wanted to share with everybody in regards to that. You know, basically, we start looking at, decisions are defined as a conclusion or a resolution is reached as a consideration. So that means you come to a point where you probably gather some information, looked over a couple of things, and you go from there.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, this is the facts, and this is why I do that, and you make that decision. A mistake is something it's an act of judgment, that is misguided or wrong. So you actually may have done something, you may have thought it was the right thing to do. Wasn't necessarily that's the intention, because no evil intentions or just even being careless. You just don't know. Like I say, it's misguided or wrong. So in the basis of that decision, where we're looking at mistake again, it's misguided or wrong, and a decision is that resolution that you done made after you done took some consideration and gathered some facts and everything. So we kind of see that on the basis of how it's defined. And a quick analysis to kind of look at in terms of just say, when you look at certain decisions, I want to kind of pair up decisions and mistakes on three basic facets everybody got. That being life, parenting, and business. And what I mean by that is in terms of looking at decisions that you make as far as life, you decide to work out or eat right. You decide, okay, this is the lifestyle I want to make. I don't want to sit here and keep, doing these certain things and stuff like that. I've been to the doctor, I got my blood work and everything. I know. And that's one of the biggest things. When we make decisions, we know.
Right.
Like we said before, we're misguided on a mistake. We know. Okay? So we made that decision, start working out and stuff like that. That's just a straight decision because we know the facts of where we at and everything, what we're trying to do. In regards to just a mistake in life, classic example, sometimes maybe like a young couple go buy a house, they don't understand certain things. Like they may get the house and may not necessarily think about, I might be pregnant in a year. And we got this little 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and everything, little studio apartment that we done signed a 30-year mortgage on.
Right.
And we got twins. And just not necessarily looking big picture wise,
right.
At everything and stuff like that. So just not, those are the kind of things, I think those two good examples of both of those and everything. We all can look back in terms of, even with youth, some of the mistakes we made just because we just didn't have enough life experiences to kind of cope over that and everything. Next, in looking at in terms of parenting, I think a decision kind of like what I was just talking about, making sure you're monitoring your kids' grades and knowing what's going on. I got what's that, the little grade app that schools have. So pretty much every time my kids' grades are updated in the books, real time I get it on my app.
Okay.
Now the way the teachers book it up, they have by policy, they're supposed to update the grades every week.
Okay.
So that's a cover for me if I get a grade updated that's 3 weeks ago.
Right.
I can always go back and like, look, because they got to give you that, and that's their policy.
Okay.
It ain't a right or wrong, that's just their policy. But you get real-time updates. So I'm consciously always looking over all my kids' stuff.
Right.
Like, look, man, if they tardy, absent, I got an upcoming senior. Hey, bro, why you didn't go to class today? Why you were late?
Right.
Damn, you like, shit, they had to do no. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a notification every time my grade is updated and everything. So that's a decision you're making to consciously be on top of all their stuff.
Right.
And everything. Another thing in terms of just a mistake you can make as a parent, sky look kind of clear. You send them out there in the rain without a raincoat or something like that.
Right.
Didn't know. You just look this, that, and that. Made a mistake. You didn't want nothing intentional.
Right.
Just kind of look, it looked clear. Next thing you know, they outside, it's raining. Then send them to school with, you one pencil. Your mind like, well, they do need 2 pencils. You can go through. Shit, I didn't know. We think, we don't know how long a little manuscript tablet gonna last and everything like that.
Yeah.
I didn't think kids go through a whole damn thing of hand sanitizer, which I still don't.
But they do.
Yeah, do when you make my kids share the shit with the rest of their class. I've had that discussion several times
Right,
with teachers.
right.
You know what the hell you done went through it. You know, it's my son's property, not community property.
Right,
Well, we
right.
share. No damn we. Man, they mama there to
They
pay.
ain't share that bill when I went to the register and
exactly.
paid for it.
Man, exactly, man. Schools are different now.
They are real
But
different. Man.
that's a good example in terms of just decision and mistaken regarding parenting, and then just with business and decision with a business. Business owner might make sure that all the employees are certified, got certain credentials and everything they're covered. They got proper insurance and everything from a policy standpoint is in compliance. You know, all the I's dotted, all the T's crossed. You know, contracts are done properly. All that stuff is covered, okay? And a mistake can be, you know, just making a wrong assumption on the target market. You may have thought that the people that really enjoyed your product was in that 35 to 50, maybe younger folks. You just didn't know. Kind of had an idea, just made a mistake here and there with doing that.
What was one of the things you told, like with one of your first shows we were talking, and you were saying a part of business mistake, a lot of times when people make business mistakes is like they want to open a chicken shack, but they don't go around and do a due diligence and see how many damn chicken shacks in that neighborhood. So they the 44th chicken shack in that neighborhood. It's 43 other ones over there. And they didn't do that due diligence. All they do is they make good chicken, and they want to put it in the neighborhood they live in.
Put in the neighborhood they live in, not understanding if the demographics of that neighborhood can afford their chicken, if they even with the demographics over there they can afford it, could they make enough to cover rent?
Yeah.
Just any kind of thing dealing with sustainability. You know, that's one of our shows we're gonna have coming up too. Just with dealing with black-owned business. That's a whole man, brother. You know, I get to talking about
We
that
might
all
need
the
an
time.
hour and a half on that show.
Man, brother, that's one of the ones when I get to. Everybody know me. I'm passionate about business ownership and especially black business ownership. You know, and everything. And there's so much stuff that we don't do that we do cop out. Personally, I think that we and say those are mistakes we didn't do, and you know what you just said. They didn't take that proper due diligence, and that's really what's killing black businesses right now. Really, just that whole accountability aspect. Ain't got shit to do with funding. Ain't got shit to do with support. It got everything to do with you got the wrong captain of the ship.
Yeah.
You know, they do a good job on what they do, but when we start talking about business ownership and you directing the boat, knowing how to do it, manage revenues and expenses, manage personnel and all that kind of stuff, and forecast and have a vision how you gonna grow. Ain't got none of it. And they can build you a nice deck. Okay? They can unclog your toilet, make sure your wiring in your house good. But actually being a CEO, shit, can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it. And then they don't want to pay a person like me to tell them how to do it.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, man. That's the other thing, you know.
And the mistake on that is it's them not noticing that they not the CEO.
Exactly.
They can own the business. You can own the business and have somebody else be in charge of being the CEO. People do it every day.
Hey, man, listen, I don't even necessarily know, when you into that point, I don't even know if Trump managed the day-to-day operations of Trump Enterprises. This before the presidential thing. You look at something like you said, some of these top companies. I don't even think none of the Walton kids manage. Damn, you know. Just think about it.
Now they got a chairman of the board. You know, they have a chairman, but they have another person who's CEO who ain't got nothing to do with Walt. You get what I'm saying? So that's how you do it. You got to know to yourself as part of making a decision to say to yourself, I'm not CEO of this material. I'm gonna let Poochie be a CEO.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the president and show all these other people how to unclog drains.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna let Poochie handle the other part because I'm not CEO material. You have to make the conscious decision to know, so you don't make the mistake to say that I'm the CEO. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you know it's a tough one because, and it's not. Well, I'm gonna stop and say it's not necessarily tough, but that's one of the hardest things to kind of get people to understand that true line business people. That whole concept of you need to focus on what you know. You know, and it goes a big part about what we're dealing with tonight. Accountability. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folks don't necessarily want to be accountable, you know, and I'm a firm believer in, I think when you make certain decisions and mistakes, I give you anything under 25 could have been a mistake on youth.
Right.
Definitely older 25, but definitely over 30, it was a decision.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You and the old lady didn't work out. You didn't take care of your kids and stuff like that and everything. Under 25, yeah, we youth.
Right.
Like I said, you don't really understand. You ain't been through enough. 30, under 30, kind of like, yeah, but definitely over 30, it was decision.
Mm-hmm.
The water leaking or something under the pipes and stuff like that. You younger, see it going. Over 30, you made a decision.
Right.
You knew damn well that shit could have been going to get worse and stuff like that. The way you manage the maintenance on your car in your 20s, totally different once you hit over 30.
Right.
Because you done had a car too. You done sit here and did it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why I say, like, that's why I kind of draw that line. It's a gray area 25 to 30, but definitely past 30, those decisions. Those decisions. Even in some of the things we're talking about in terms of business and financing, do people make mistakes? Yeah, they make mistakes because what they don't know, but the cop-out is what? You didn't take the time to try to inform yourself.
Right.
So now you have accountability. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know any better. But you knew better as far as, let me go get the people. But your impatience outweigh your ignorance. I don't want to sit here and wait. Lab expert on it. Why the hell I know lab, but lab might tell me some shit I don't want to do. I'm focused.
Exactly.
I remember I had a family member, I ain't gonna say no name. Gave him the blueprint how to do some stuff. Joker told me, no, it's non-negotiable. Alright. Kicking themselves in the ass right now.
Really?
Kicking their ass up in the ass right now.
Okay.
Just made like, look, man, I'm telling you what to do. I mean, 20 years experience in financial service industry.
Right.
I got it. I'm gonna do this, that, and that. But when people get money in their hand, they get very intelligent. They get very intelligent.
What? I would give you 3 things that money make you. Money make an ugly person beautiful.
There you go.
A fat person skinny, and a dumb, not dumb, but an average person intelligent. Money does that to those
There
3
you go.
things.
They be very intelligent, but they still stupid. Doesn't tell me what. No. I know to do this. I know to do this money. No, you don't. No, you don't.
I only been doing this for 24
Yeah,
years.
there you go. There you go. I done seen you so many. I done seen you more times than you done seen that money in front of you. I done seen you more times, and then I've seen you, and not necessarily you as that individual, but that same situation so many times. 2 or 3 purchases, that money gone.
Yeah.
See it all the time, man. All the time, and people just don't want to be accountable or anything like that. So that's what we hammer out with these decisions and these mistakes. Again, because like I said again, far too often people don't want to have that accountability.
People don't want to admit their mistakes.
Nah.
When you make a mistake, people always take their mistakes and blame it on what somebody else did or what this happened or this. Well, it was this or it was that, and instead of just saying to yourself, "Man, I messed up, man." Just a lot of times you have to sit back and think to yourself and say, "Man, I just messed up." It's been a lot of things I've done in this business, and I'll be like, "Man, I messed that up," But I know I messed it up. There's nobody else to blame it on.
Absolutely, nobody want to be wrong.
Right.
But I think your interest of not continually being wrong should be greater than being there wrong at one time. Let me learn.
Right.
Okay, I messed up and everything. It's funny, I was talking to one of my players on my team, and I was just telling him just something along them same lines. Look, son, the biggest thing we got to do going into this season, he has a very big excuse problem. And what I always want him to understand, look, listen, son, if you're wrong, just say I'm wrong, because what you got to understand, we cannot correct the problem until you really admit that there was a problem or something happened. Until you admit that. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. It's something wrong with continue to be damn wrong and not trying to fix it. Yeah. Say, son, just say, hey, listen. Just say, hey, son, listen. Just say, coach, my bad. What I need to do right. And then you can listen. But if you're constantly going to be defending yourself, oh, no, I didn't do that. I slipped. We can't fix it.
Right.
And that's the only way people have to understand that. You cannot fix mistakes or shortcomings until you address it and admit
That you have them.
Man, and I had this big passion with black men period, being able to do it. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people to do it because several factors. The average person don't necessarily want to address stuff. We can go to some of the proponents in terms of, I think, a lot of men, especially if you ain't necessarily been around a male growing up, you handle certain things, we start seeing the feminization side of some things. not necessarily men acting like a woman in terms of mannerism. I'm talking mannerism just being that feminine. I'm talking about the feminism side of not want to admit, argue, gotta have last word. Like, look, man, sometimes just be quiet.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we ain't gonna be able to fix it. You know, sometimes you might just, you know, women, please don't get mad. You know, like you say something to get your old lady, she don't like it, she just gonna fuss with you. Men really can't do that. We gotta address it. We gotta address it, admit to it, so that's what we're gonna correct it.
Right. And that's the easiest way to correct it. Just admit it. I mean, it's been many times that my friend upstairs, she'll say, well, why you do such and such? And instead of me just coming up with it might be clean up or something, instead of me coming up with a long, drawn out excuse, I just say, lazy.
You done stopped so much stuff. You didn't create an hour argument.
Yeah.
You didn't create no tension.
And she said, okay.
Smart man right there. Smart man.
Just lazy, because it's true.
Smart
I could have
man.
easily got up and done it.
Absolutely.
But I chose to, my decision was to lay in this bed and just think about it.
That's it. That's it. Now, what I want to do is, and you know what I haven't said again, this is Deonte Burden, host of Changing Lives. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Man, when I say this, we over 1,200 subscribers right now. I've made a conscious effort to do a whole lot more promoting on the Facebook stories and the Instagram stories. So listen, if you, excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Thank you. I've been very aggressive, trying to get a lot of organic following, you know, you guys. So please, please, please tell your family, friends, anybody, like, share, subscribe to the station. Also, like as always, we have the links to from some of the consultants. So outside of this, we'll address it again before the show is over with. We're on the Majestic Business Service. We're a small business service firm. We can some of the issues or things we talk about from that are business related. We can set up consulting appointments where we do bookkeeping, tax prep, payroll, all that kind of stuff, business creation, all your business startup services. But we'll address that again before the show is over with. But again, Change Your Life, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Got a lot of promos going out. Got my first little flyers made. Put that on Facebook, Instagram. Also put it on YouTube.
They look so.
Hey man, I look important, man.
They look so jazzy.
Hey man, I tell you, boy, you get a proper guy to do some Photoshop for you, boy.
Man. You look like you about 18 on that
Hey
picture.
man, hey man, I don't need no damn dress for me. I told you, man.
I said, when I saw that picture, I said, that Deonte? That is little brother.
There he is. But now, what I want to do is give you guys is some ways to improve decision making and also ways to reduce making mistakes. Okay, so we start with ways to improve your decision making. First thing I want to talk about just doing research. Well, we start talking about, you know, with decision making, gathering facts, finding out information. Don't blindly go into stuff. Try to just find out as much as you can about a certain situation or a subject as much as possible before you try to move forward on there. As always, we're in the information age. Google University, YouTube University. Reach out to family, friends, talk to credible resources. And I think that'll help you out a lot just as far as doing the proper research. Another thing is understanding the factors that are involved with the situation. You know, is it money driven? Is it under stress, under duress? Sometimes you can have people trying to do certain deals and they're in the middle of a divorce. They're in the middle of a move, going through bankruptcy and stuff like that. Understand what's going to cause you to make certain decisions. It may be something that has to be done quickly. Sometimes you can make a decision. You have a lot of time. Some you got to be very quick with it. So understand the factors that's kind of going along with it. And I think that'll help your decision making because some decisions, you know, and I think this is very important. Some decisions you can take your time with. Some shit you got to figure out right then and there.
Right.
It's not right, wrong, or fair. It just is what it is. So I just think that's a real good thing to think about in terms of, because sometimes, you know, you got to make a decision. You know, if you're going to buy this house, sell this car right then and there, the guy waving that money in your face. Like, I want a little bit more money, but, you know, I probably going to get the deal I want until income tax check time. That's 8 months away, right. But, you know, I want 8, but he got 5. It's 8 months worth working about $3,000. Let me get it. So, that's very important. Understand the situation and, you know, involved at that particular time. Another thing is take your time. A lot of times people don't necessarily, they want to make hasty decisions in terms of decision making. Take your time, gather the facts and stuff like that. If you're allotted that opportunity to do that, so take your time with making your decisions. Far too often we rush into things and then we go like, man, I ain't really have to rush that much.
Right.
You know, that's one of the things even when you learn just with speaking, we talk a lot faster. I remember when I first started the show, Reed told me, he said, Pooch, just slow down.
Right.
And I'll just go through it and everything. Sometimes like, I do got an hour to talk. Hell, I'm trying to go so fast for and everything.
You got another week to go.
There you go. There you go.
You hit it today, you hit it next week.
There you go. and you have to just be realistic about that. So that's another thing to take in consideration with decision making. Seeking proper advice. I can't stress that to you enough. Far too often, people make decisions and do certain things, not necessarily gathering information from the wrong people, but they're not gathering information from the best sources.
That's a difference.
Because you can talk to your buddy. You trust your buddy, and your buddy do have your best interest. They might not mean no harm, but your buddy don't necessarily know as much as this other guy.
Right.
And you don't necessarily want to talk to the other guy because you kind of worried they're going to say something smart. They're going to they may reject you or whatever. If they do, they do. They don't, they don't. But at the end of the day, they probably still more credible than your friend or your family member. So even if you have to pay for it, if you got to pay a little money from a consultant, a lawyer, or whatever, just go on and do it. If you know that's the best option for you to get that information, just do it.
Right.
And everything. Because people at your level are what? At your level. So they pretty much know, maybe know a little bit more than you, but it kind of be like same terms. So if you can get somebody with a little bit more experience, a little bit more foresight, I really do recommend you doing that to make you a proper decision. Guys, remember, the president got a cabinet for a reason. You got to, and now this one, he got a lot of folks that doing a lot of shit they ain't never did before. But typically, that cabinet is versed with people that are experts in all different kind of fields, and they do their job is 100% to be subject matter experts to give to the president so he can kind of process a decision from there.
Right.
Same thing like any other board or anything like that. The CEO surrounds himself with people that are much smarter than him on certain subjects to inform them on, how to make to give them information for them to make a proper decision.
Right.
And everything. Right. So make sure you're seeking good advice. Kind of going back to a thing we talked about a couple shows back. Avoid making impulsive or emotionally charged decisions. Try to make sure you ain't nothing you're doing with because you got your heart in it. Something I was thinking about laughing. It's probably another show. I'm gonna tell you something, man. As a business owner, a lot of times, it's kind of what we were talking about, the black-owned businesses. I have to forget sometimes consciously that I'm black. Okay. And what I mean by that is I don't want my decision making to be based on they saying this because I'm black or they handle me like this because I'm black.
Right.
That can be from a white person, a black person, whoever. And so, because a lot of times we just like, damn, why the hell they trying me?
Right.
Sometimes they ain't trying you. They might just be ignorant. They might be goofy. They might just have something on their mind or whatever. It might just be coincidental.
Right.
Or you just took it the wrong way. And I have to consciously do that because far too often be ingrained in us that, white folks, black folks handle you a certain way and stuff like that. So a lot of times I have to kind of forget that. Why that deal didn't go through, why this one handled the right way. Maybe something that Poochie did wrong.
Okay.
Poochie didn't deliver the goods right.
Right.
And I have to really be conscious of that. So that's why I mean, like sometimes I just have to take that out of it. So that's what I meant by the emotion. You had to say something?
Well, I was gonna get the emotion part because emotion, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I get emotionally charged with this because we put so much into it to make it happen, and I get emotionally charged by stuff. And then after I do something, I'm like, man, I probably shouldn't have did that, but it's too late. It's been done. So like sometimes I get motivated by spite. I get spiteful. I be like, ooh, I'm gonna have to show them, but I'm gonna show them anyway because I'm gonna keep pushing.
Yeah.
But that emotion kick in like.
Yeah.
So I had to step back from that and be like, you know what?
I'm
gonna do what I'm gonna do anyway.
Yeah.
Regardless to what they do, what they say, or how they do it, but then the emotions kicked in because you put so much blood and sweat and tears in your stuff that you sometimes you do something you be like, that wasn't even that big of a deal.
Well, hindsight the best sight.
Yeah.
We've always lived our lives like, man, if I woulda, shoulda, coulda, did this, that, and everything like that. But That's a real good point and everything. Because, like I always say, man, control your controllables.
Mm-hmm.
Shit we can't control, we can't even wait. We wasting time focusing on shit we can't control.
Right.
And everything like that. Especially when we start talking about decisions other people got to make for us and everything. The last thing I think that help you with your decision making is when making a decision, think about the short and the long term ramifications of that decision. You know what I'm saying? Put it in the short and long term perspective. It may fix something now, but it may give you a headache later on. You know what I'm saying? It may be a little rough now, but it may be smooth later on. So kind of make sure that, that you kind of give it that kind of optic in terms of, we making decisions. Far too often, we just may go off impulsive or stuff like this. It's a quick fix or nothing like that. It may be something that can fix it later on. I'm setting myself up for this, but is the hell you finna go through right now worth it? Sometime it is, sometime it ain't. And everything like that. That's what you call. So make sure you look at the short and long term perspective. So I think those things will help you in your decision making process. Now it kind of help you. Some ways help you reduce making mistakes. Again, going back to looking at credible sources very carefully. What I mean by that is, barbershop talk is just that, barbershop talk. But, let some of these cats tell you that's talking to you in the barbershop or the beauty salon, they damn PhDs. Don't know a damn thing. Shit. And they just doing what? Giving their opinions and stuff like that, just like you doing too. Right. And so you got to be very conscious of that. This person saying this shit, but they really don't. They just run their damn mouth. Right. But they be so compelling and sound like my second son, PJ, I always laugh at him. He'll say something, you be like, you're like, yeah, where we at? Are we over here in such and such area, this, that, and that, and everything? And PJ don't know what the hell he be saying. PJ will sit there and don't know, but he sounds so smooth. So, boy, you gonna make some money one day, because you don't question it, right? Because I know better. You know what I'm saying? That's different, but you have to be very careful about the people that are talking to you, and make sure they're credible. Okay. Because when you don't listen to credible people, or just pretty much take everybody's opinion, that mistakes happen. So you gotta be very, very careful about that and stuff like that. And a lot of times, that's the people that's closest to us that we trust them, and we let that trust override just common sense sometimes and everything. Mom, dad, sister, and brother, they love you, but they don't know every damn thing. And you know what the hell they damn know and they don't damn know. And
you have to sit back and assess what they told you.
Exactly.
Man.
So, and that bite a lot of people in the butt when they don't necessarily take credible sources in hand. Another thing is review your work, review the tasks you're doing. A lot of times, when we do certain things, we'll necessarily go back and double check it or triple check it and everything like that, or take a time in the process. That's when a lot of mistakes happen. We quit to tell our kids that we won't necessarily do that ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
So I think a quick review, or even just slow it up. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? If you get paid by the hour, you get paid by the hour. So if it take you an hour to do something, take you 30 minutes to do something, you still got paid the same.
Right.
So just take your time, make sure it's done right, double check it, triple check it, especially depending on if you got something that the cost for the mistake is very severe. So you want to make sure you look it over. And that's a good thing that, again, we're talking about things to avoid making mistakes. Take your time and, double recheck it. There's nothing wrong with that and stuff like that. We want to make sure things are done correctly. Don't get me wrong, but we don't want to, or efficiently, and, I'm just talking about from a speed perspective, but we don't want to necessarily have all the mistakes that we can fix. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because
like I always say, sorry don't fix everything.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And some mistakes are a lot more costly than others, so take your time and recheck it. Also, don't multitask. We talked about that a couple shows back. If you're in a multitask person, you don't need to be doing that. Right. We talk about the jugglers. Some people can juggle 3 balls at a time, 5. You see the guys on TV, they doing swords and 5. I seen one dude doing the knives and biting the apple, all that crazy shit. But we know the vast majority of us can do what? Throw 1 ball in there at a time, catch it, if you catch it. Right. So, if you're a 1 ball person, don't try to do 3, 4, 5 balls. Right. It ain't gonna damn happen. So take your time and single task.
Exactly.
Single task. You ain't no damn multitask person. I don't give a damn what they told you to do at work. Your brain don't function like that. Single task, okay?
I'll tell myself I'm a multitask person. But what happened with me is I get sidetracked real easy. I start doing something like, oh, I need to do this right here, and then I'm working over here, and I'll say, oh, Poochie, come, I need to go ahead and get his stream set up. Then I'll turn on the other computer, and I start doing something totally different.
Gotcha. Well, that goes to the last point.
Right.
The last point to reduce mistakes: avoid distractions.
I'm easy distracted.
And I think I addressed this before. If you know that, especially when we talking about like social media and everything like that, allocate your social media time. If you know you're doing a project, you know you're doing something, allocate some period of that day or whatever. This is my social media time. This is my Facebook time. You know it's in your ass. I ain't saying don't avoid it, but if you're doing a task going to take you 3 hours, make sure you got 20, 30 minutes of that time for Facebook, Instagram, or your YouTube or whatever, just to kind of get it out your system. Put your time on, got it out, it's there.
Moving on.
Yeah, there you go. So avoid distractions. I think those things in terms of ways to improve your decision making and also how to reduce mistakes will help you out a lot. Again, guys, remember that when we post these shows and everything, I also put these same tips on the posting with the video, so we'll always be there for you to go back to it. Okay. Again, it's to Change the Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burton. Please, I think, man, we got about 80 videos now, man. I got a lot of videos up. So, man, you ain't got no excuse. So if you do miss the show or something like that, anything happens, or, you can't catch all of it, you can always go back to the YouTube channel, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell so you can get the notifications anytime I post a new video or anything up. So all the information to be there. Now, to go into our weekly tip and everything, I made a video on this, and I think this is very important because I wanted to put this out now because I know it's going to be this big, bombardment right before school starts.
Right.
And that's how to get that back to school fund. Okay? What I want, and I put the video out, you can go on YouTube, and I put it on Facebook too, and I'll probably be streaming a couple more times the next couple of weeks. How to get yourself set up on a $600 back to school fund.
Okay.
Because I see far too often, again, everybody got a different situation, I understand. But far too often we have money go through our hands that we don't necessarily want to allocate certain ways when we know we're going to have a responsibility or a situation coming up later, like school clothes or whatever, school supplies, this, that, and that. And I think this is an easy way for you to get you a cool $600 back to school fund. And that's the only thing I'm just saying to everybody is allocate $150 a month from May all the way to August. They give you $600. Make it real easy on you. If you get paid twice a month, put $75 aside each pay period from the month of May, June, July, August. You got $600.
Mm-hmm.
And right then and now. And, like I said before, if you come to me and say, hey, Lil D, jeans $300 or $400, they $600 ain't enough. I mean, if you got if you're going to buy $300-$400 shoes and all that shit, you don't need no back to school fund. So this don't matter. Hey, this don't matter any damn way, So you got it like that. Right. You don't need no damn budget. You just spend it how you live. But it's for everybody else that's, probably thinking like you, but no damn way you going to need it. And everything. Now again, me and my brother BMU, we going to be out there at the beginning of the year giving out the school supplies and stuff like that. But I'm a big proponent in, I want people, if you need help, come seek help, but don't stay in a situation where you're all going to be asking and needing help. So I'm telling you this now. And it doesn't have to be, you can adjust it. We can go anywhere from $300 or $400. If you can't put $75 there pay period, put $25, $50. You know what I'm saying? If you put $50 to the side, and you do the air pay period, that's $100 a month, that's $400. And it can still go a long way. You got all your kids' school supplies, maybe got an outfit here and there set to the side, but just being proactive. You're not putting yourself in a situation where you're like, damn, I ain't got none of this. You're crying and all this kind of stuff. No. It's just to help you out, and everything. So I think it's a good idea to try to be proactive, especially, school is coming.
Yeah,
and everything.
It's coming.
I remember beginning of the year where I told everybody $25 a month, $25 a pay period, $50 a month, got $600 at the end of the year for your Christmas fund and everything. Now, like I said again, I know some of y'all want to buy helicopters for your kids for Christmas and all kind of ridiculous shit.
Bentleys and Mercedes. So
I get it. I get it. And I don't give a damn who I rub the wrong way. Folks buy the kids all that crazy shit, motorized cars. Ain't got nowhere for the kid to drive back and forth in the living room. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, between the coffee table and the sofa, just hitting that damn boom, boom. Ain't got nowhere to damn drive the damn thing. And that's some crazy shit.
That's crazy.
By that damn big
And
ass
then keep saying,
motor.
don't keep hitting my table.
Yeah. That kid can't even drive 4 feet. Boom, boom, boom. What the hell? Ain't nowhere in the damn parking lot of the apartments. Ain't got nowhere to damn drive. I mean, I just sitting there like some of the shit, you know.
You're right.
We'll leave that alone. But again, back on track. You know, that back to school fund. That I think that help everybody a lot. That $600 you put you in a good place. Especially at $75 every pay period. Allocate that, and I think that'll help you out a lot. If that's too much, just make some adjustment. Even if it's $25, $10. Just try to do what you can, so you don't have to put yourself in a situation where you're stressing out without a lot of last shopping and everything. So I think that'll help out a lot of us. To get ready to wrap up tonight's show, before we conclude with everything, what I want people to understand, we talked about today's show in terms of making decisions and making mistakes. A lot of times, people make decisions, and when the shit don't go their way, and they regret what they done did, they want to say it's a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't a mistake.
Right.
It was a decision. You knew what you were doing. It's just that as you look back and you passed on, time passed along, and you seen some results of that decision, you want to go back and take a mistake because, like I said, you regret what happened,
Right.
and everything. And so that's what I wanted to address today. We started talking about the personal accountability, the ways to improve it, and the ways to improve decision making, the ways to reduce mistakes. Don't put yourself in a situation where you got to sit here and regret stuff.
Right.
Think. Take your time. Take your time. And we all human. God knows I ain't damn perfect. I'll make some damn dumbass decisions. You know, and I'll make some airhead mistakes.
Right.
You know, I could have actually, you know, probably took some time to kind of get myself informed while I wasn't informed. You know, 'cause like I said, mistake we don't know. And I can easily say that, but I beat myself up more because Pooch, you might should have took a little more initiative to kind of equip yourself with information.
Right.
You know, and everything. So let's just make a good effort to keep ourselves informed. Take the time to kind of think about stuff, short and long term, the ramifications of certain things. Try to avoid it. 'Cause we all been guilty of it. I ain't trying to sit here like I'm in no damn glass building and that like that. You know, hey, God knows I made mine and stuff like that. You know, and some stuff you just got to eat and live with. But once you know, you know.
And learn from it.
Exactly. And you learn from it. Share your experience with other people so they don't necessarily go through it and stuff like that. And that's the best thing. And that's why, you know, I do this show, because I've had a lot of life experience. I've made a lot of mistakes. I had a lot of great successes. And I want everybody else to win too. Mm-hmm. And I'm in the position I am right now. Of course, I did a lot of stuff for myself, don't get me wrong, but a lot of people have helped me along the way. Right. And so I feel obligated to make sure as many other people can be successful and win too, no matter if people want to listen to me or not. Because I'm in the position I am now, because I did shut the hell up and listen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of folks talk to me, but the flip side of what it was, I had to be quiet and listen, even when I was told stuff I didn't want to hear. And so that's what puts you really in a position where you can make proper decisions, how you going to react to everything and stuff. So I appreciate everybody chiming in, you know, and looking at the show this week. All the support is greatly appreciated. Make sure, again, you go to the YouTube channel, Change Your Lives, hosted by me, Deonte Burden. Got a super plan set up for you for the month of June. So make sure you're telling everybody, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell on the subscribe button so you constantly get a notification when we do uploads of the videos and everything. All the past shows on there, all the other 1 to 2 minute videos on there as well. So keep getting support. Also, we didn't go into depths about anything for business related and stuff. You guys know I'm the owner of Majestic Business Services. We're a business service firm, one-stop shop for small businesses. We do your bookkeeping, tax prep, payroll, business startup service, anywhere from the consulting, contracts, everything. I got it that you'll need for your small businesses. Go to the website, www.majesticbiz.com. I have the link on there also. And make sure you guys just book an appointment. Reach out to me, 678-479-4007. Again, that's 678-479-4007. But again, thanks again for tuning into the show. Got an awesome show planned for you next week. Appreciate our support. Love you guys, and see you next week. Okay.
I want to interject one thing to everybody. I'm sorry. If you don't have the YouTube, or if you at work or something like that, you can't watch the show, but you want to go back and catch a show, you can also catch Deonte on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Dogcatcher, Burberry, Acast, everywhere that you get your podcast services, Deonte is there. On the Misfits Media Group, check it out, listen, follow, like, share, subscribe, that too.
If you got him, we just started tonight. First time on Periscope.
And Periscope.
Yeah, first time tonight. We on Periscope now too. You ain't got no excuses. No reason not to see your boy. We started Periscope tonight.
That's right.
Hey,
that's
don't mess
right.
with us. Misfits Media Group. You can't. Hey, don't mess with us. Don't mess with us. But listen, thanks, guys, for tuning in. Love you guys. Take care of yourself.